The definition of special education is basically a form of learning provided to a student with exceptional needs, such as students with learning disabilities or mental challenges. Special education, like an example, would be reading help that is provided to a student with dyslexia. A person that is in a special education class has some kind of disability that is enabling them to do their full learning capacities, such as slow learning or just being able to take their time and learn. So it's not necessarily somebody who's just completely, not there. It's just somebody who needs a little help and a little push to get through and needs that partner-to-partner, teacher-to-teacher help that is needed to pass. So I would say a person in a special education classroom is just based on their disability, if they can learn or not. Some of the most common disabilities that are seen in the special education classroom include ADHD, cystic fibrosis, cerebral palsy, Down syndrome, dyslexia, emotional behavior, hearing impairment, learning disability, mental retardation, and visual impairment. These just all keep kids from learning from their full capacity and involve them needing somebody to help them push forward and learn one-to-one. Some benefits in the special education classroom include differentiated instruction, such as like the teacher being able to teach how each individual person needs to be taught, because everyone has different accommodations they need. So the teacher is able to get up there and teach in different ways that each student can grasp and get. Another benefit is supportive teaching strategies. The kids are able to move around and, socialize with others and get positive, help throughout the whole classroom, no matter who it is. They're able to just basically positively influence the child in their teaching and just completely be there for everything that student needs, whether it's something he don't get or just whatever. Another benefit is reduced stigma, and then another benefit is effective use of resources. So if say a kid needs a speech therapist or something, they're able to be brought in that classroom to help that student through the classroom. They don't have to be brought out and miss a whole lesson just for speech therapy. They're able to do that in that classroom. And the last benefit is the high expectation for all. They are expected highly, even though outside of the classroom they are more expected lowly, just because of the label that they get put on themselves. So in this classroom, the benefit is that they have high expectations. The teachers have high expectations of them, and they know that. So they're going to try to go beyond and above all and try to just completely understand and make A's on everything, because they are so expected of. Some cons of a special education classroom include the kids being labeled as special education, which kind of interferes with their social interaction with others, because people look down on them because they're different. And another one is just the special education kids will struggle with self-esteem issues because they're not socially out there with the other students. They're isolated in one classroom with everybody that's the same as they are, so they won't necessarily know how to interact with others outside of their classroom. So yeah, that's some cons, and they're just gonna basically struggle with self-esteem and then getting labeled as something that people have no clue about. What a friend can do to help: they should always be there for that special education student, because that student is going to lean on you for everything. They're going to need you to be there for them when they need somebody. A friend should definitely positive influence the person, love and care for that person, because they're looking at you not just as a friend, but they're looking at you as somebody that can absolutely help them. So that a friend needs to definitely be there for that special education student and just uplift them in everything, because the special education student is definitely going to go through some hard times, especially in school and bullies and everything. So that friend just needs to be there that somebody can lean on and just go to and talk to and help get that special education student through. Teachers should definitely try to figure out some accommodations for that student that is needed. They should find out what best fits that student and place them there so that they can get the education that they definitely deserve and they need to get past. They should definitely keep a one-to-one conversation with the parents of the students so that they can track everything that's happening at home, everything that's happening at school, and the parents can know what's going on at school and everything that they learned that day so they can go back and reflect on it with their students, and the student just can get the overall education that is needed. I personally feel like peer helper increases a child, like having a peer helper increases a child's social interaction because they're able to step out and connect. They're able to make friendships and have relationships with somebody that's not in their classroom, that just kind of is more, involved with others that do not have special needs. So they're able to click and just kind of connect in that way. They're able to gain knowledge and advice from a person that can relate to them and is around the same age as they are. The kid with special needs is able to gain experience and confidence that they do not have because of being labeled by the other people outside of the classroom. So this person, the peer helper, can make them feel loved and make them feel like not everybody is like that. Peer helpers help to teach the child patience, love, experience, friendships, and to be independent. It is so really important for the child to learn appropriate social skills and daily living skills to be valuable members of the community, which I believe peer helper does help because we're there to just give them experience from outside of the classroom and just kind of give some stories outside of the classroom so they are able to have social skills and daily living skills, which most of the time they do not have because they don't have somebody there to do that for them. What I learned from being around students with disabilities is that they're nothing like I perceive them to be. They are so nice, they are loving, they are caring, they have a positive outlook on everything, and they will care about you more than anybody will. I just remember the first time walking into that classroom and everybody just kind of getting to know me and not knowing what to think. And then the first time, I think it was the third day I was in there, I was out in the hallway and Noah and David said hey to me, which really brightened up my day because I didn't think they would get the time to take the time to get to know me like they did. And they knew my name and everything, and they asked me, hey, how are you? And that just completely changed my day upside down. I learned that these students, they come from some very hard homes. They have some struggles, but through all of it they are able to be positive and do the best they can. They are encouraged by positivity, and once you encourage them, they think they can conquer the world, which really means a lot because they push through about everything. Like if you challenge them to do something, they're gonna do it. And I just learned that these kids are nothing like I perceived them to be before I was in this classroom. I did not think nearly as high of them as I did. And I believe this is something that everybody should do, and everybody should be in this class just to get to experience these amazing kids that come together and they love on you and they support you and they really care about how your day is going. And I mean, every time I walk in this classroom, I hear, oh, how was your weekend? What'd you do? They really care. They want to get to know you personally and physically, and it's just an amazing feeling that to have somebody that cares that much about who you are and what you do.